So I did this event in Chicago called Lifebook, and Lifebook is a 19-hour event. Now with AI, they've shortened it to about 6 hours. But you end up with a 100-page book of all of your desires in 12 different categories. So one of the areas that Lifebook has you look at is quality of life. I want to bring this up because quality of life is so important. Whatever goal you're picking, whatever is this one thing, you want to ensure that it's not going to create a bad quality of life, meaning long hours, incredible stress, huge strains on your nervous system, the inability to spend time with your loved ones. So Lifebook has you focus on money, has you look at your career, but they also say, look at your quality of life. So what I'm showing you are actual pages from my Lifebook, what I wrote down in 2010. You see anything interesting, feel free to grab it. Lifebook makes you go really big. So the first thing that I wrote down in quality of life was things such as my premise. Your premise is, what do you believe? Because your beliefs are going to be affecting your goals. We're going to come to beliefs in a moment. I believe I can afford the very best things in life. I believe I have a responsibility to create the best quality of life for me and my loved ones. In life, it's the experiences that count more than the things. These were all my beliefs. Then, the creators of Lifebook, John and Missy Butcher, go deeper. And what they make you do is create a vision. So at this point, I've given up my silver classes. It's 2010 in April, and I start thinking, what will my future seminars look like? And I put this down. Now, you can see, this is really bold. It's crazy. It's maybe insane bold. But I want to show you something, a great secret of the universe. Now look what I put down. By the way, this is real. This is from 2010. You can see that I suck at spelling. I misspell Mediterranean. I misspell Carillion. But I basically put down, I will visit, there was no ChatGPT and Grammarly back then, okay? Don't judge. I put down, visit 100 countries in the world, have access to influential people. I'll be one of the world's top speakers. I will own 5-star resorts. I'll go on amazing adventure trips. I'll live in luxury. I put down awesome cars. That was an immature goal. Right now I have 2 bicycles. I don't even own a car. I have gorgeous designer homes and offices, amazing travel adventures, partying in the Mediterranean, the Caribbean. I'd win an Emmy, Grammy, and Academy Award. Okay, come on, Vishen. Get real. I'd be an online star for how. The how will come to you. When Sonia Choquette takes the stage, you learn about intuition. How goals can accelerate insight. I didn't know the how, but I got very, very, very clear on the what and the why. Now, this is what happened. I got super clear on the what and the why, and 8 months after doing Lifebook, the idea for creating a festival happened. That was A-Fest. So I started doing A-Fest, same team. Laura, who's over here, Sean Royster, who's back there, same team. We created A-Fest. This was 15 years ago. And here's the crazy thing. From A-Fest, I ended up creating a festival that moved around the world. Today, I've visited 90 countries. Because I now had a stage, I brought on incredible people to come and speak at A-Fest. That's how I got to meet Lisa Nichols. That's how I get paid 6 figures to get on stage and speak. Get to stay in 5-star hotels. No more holiday aids. I didn't own a 5-star resort, but because I do A-Fest at 5-star resorts, for at least 2 weeks a year, I'm gifted the presidential suite at a 5-star resort somewhere in the world. Gorgeous designer homes. From A-Fest, we created the Mindvalley app. The Mindvalley app became so successful, we were employed a team of 400 people. I wanted to give the team a beautiful space to work, so I built an office in 2019 that made it to Inc. magazine, top 10 most beautiful offices in the world. That came true. Now it keeps going on and on and on. Amazing travel adventures. The key thing about Mindvalley events are the parties. Many of you are coming to the VIP party. We did an A-Fest in Croatia. We went to the Heart of Haaland, partied to the Caribbean. Now this is where that's crazy, okay? Emmy, Grammy, and Academy Award. So, this is where it gets crazy. In 2015, a producer by the name of Nick Nathan says, I'd like to come to A-Fest and create a documentary around it. He creates a documentary called Live Your Quest. You will find this on IMDb. It wins 2 Ents. They asked me to help produce the documentary. I put in money as the producer, so technically, I produced a documentary and I've got 2 Emmys. Regional Emmys, but still Emmys. Next, to be an online star and personal growth after A-Fest, my Instagram following hit 1 million people. I got that goal. Everything came together. So, you have that one big goal, right? What I want you to do, not have it, maybe to rush. There's one big goal. Maybe it's to be a fad. Maybe it's to start a $1 million business. I want you to make a list of all the non-negotiable quality of life that you want to attach to this goal. I want to be a barber, but I want to have peace of mind. I never want to be like in a time for my children. I want to start $1 million company, but I want to be able to do it working no more than 35 hours a week. I want to lose weight and get fit, but I want to do it a healthy way, not being hooked on a drug like Ozempic. By the way, everybody is in the audience. Well fit. So how can you add quality of life to these goals? Now, let's go on to belief. But before we do that, let's recap. Is this my true desire or someone else? Let's go.
Hey, I have a vision. Hey, awesome grown-up audience people. It's me, Vision's inner child, or as I'm often known, your original source of questionable beliefs and emotional baggage. Vision tried to get what he wants with breath work. It didn't work. It was cheap. So look at you, Big Vision, on stage, inspiring, probably wearing real adult pants. Amazing. Remember when our life goals were unlimited Milo and a BMX bike? That was peak. So, audience people, the Vision told me to talk to you about beliefs. Most of your beliefs were installed by little people like me, kind humans with zero emotional regulation, one pair of lined-up shoes, and the fear of vacuum cleaners. By the way, Vision, is Mom in the audience? No, Mom isn't here. No? Okay, well, let's talk about her. Do you prefer, even I and Mom said, finish your rice or you'll never be successful? You're full, and you'll be full in your plate. As your inner child, I built most of our beliefs from cartoons, playground rumors, silly things we learned from other kids. Let's be honest, I seriously thought girls at cooties, then black stop monsters. Clearly, you shouldn't be letting me make your life decisions. So let me remind you, audience people, I am adorable, but I should not be driving your belief bus. I don't even have a license. So here's the deal. Keep your childlike wonder, keep the childlike silliness, but for the love of your nervous system, stop letting your emotions be managed by someone who once peed their pants in a supermarket. An object, unless. So, line up. Don't let us run the show unsupervised. Also, eat your rice, just in case Mario was right.
Thank you, Dish. Thank you.
So, under beliefs, there are 5 common blocks. And again, we'll go deep in them later. Important lesson here. You can wait for your Michelle Yeoh, or you can be the Michelle Yeoh. And I want you to be the Michelle Yeoh. So let's go into the 3 questions so important for belief. Now, I want to tell a story about, before we come to the first question, the story of David and Goliath. So if you remember the 6 questions that we answered yesterday, you remember the 4 that you chose that you are not supposed to unchoose. Remember, pick a date and stick to it. Make your Instacart delivery and don't cancel the order. Do you guys still have your order from the universe? Okay, so yesterday we went through 3 questions related to desire. I want you to quickly go through these questions again and see if anything changed in your head. Question number 1. Is this my true desire or someone else's desire dressed a Gucci? And remember, this one order from the universe is not, get me a hot date for Saturday. It's something massively significant. I want a soulmate. I want that clean house. I want to move to that city I've always wanted to live in. I want that new job. I want to start that company. I want that rounded investment. It has to be something big and bold. It's okay if you don't feel you're ready for it. We're going to get you that. But first, answer this. Is it the true desire? How many of you get to say yes to it? Okay, great. That's still only 30% of the rule. Now that's okay. We're going to keep refining. Number 2, does this desire turn you on emotional? Remember that quote, the good goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. 90% excitement, 10% scare because you are playing at the edges of your comfort zone. Is this true for this? Does it turn you on emotionally? Does it scare you? 10% scare. Does it excite you a lot?
Okay, now we go on to the third question. Am I afraid of who I have to become to hold this? This is a tough one. Are you afraid of who you need to become? The boss, the CEO, the person with responsibilities and a Google Calendar. It's okay if you're a bit afraid. You have to be. This one, you start overcoming when you step into expectancy. That's what we're going to talk about today. Elon Musk wants to colonize a planet. Your belief defines what your energy system is capable of holding. The three questions for belief is, do I believe this is possible for someone like me in this time frame? So when you're setting one of these big goals, by the way, a great time frame to pick is 3 years. Why? Because psychologists say that we always overestimate what we can do in 1 year, that we underestimate what we can do in 3 years. In 3 years, anyone could make $1 million. In 3 years, with the right beliefs. In 3 years, you could have that dream hold. In 3 years, you could make your business take off. So you're thinking 3 years out. It takes off the pressure. Remember, we're talking about a massive goal here, but it's also within the realm of possibility. Number 2, do I believe I deserve it without having to earn it? This is so important because if you don't define these parameters, you risk burnout. You risk getting ill. You risk ruining your relationships and your mental health. And this happens to so many people. Remember Adriana's story yesterday? How she ended up in hospital, almost died. You gotta get your borders secure. And what I mean, anyone here ever heard of the book, The Surrender Experiment? Yeah. So this book literally is about a guy who starts a meditation center in Georgia. While doing that, he ends up building $1 billion software company. And he speaks about how often it's not about hustle, it's about peace of mind that allows you to manifest big goals. Okay, so remember these 6 questions. Now they're going to move to the third ingredient, which is expectancy. Expectancy in manifesting literature is sometimes referred to as surrender or the law of resonance, depending on the teachers. In our Manifesting Mastery program, we go deep into the 5 latest blocks for expectancy, which is visualizing from lack, time lag, quantum leap syndrome. Quantum leap syndrome basically means you step into a new reality, but then you can't hold it because there is an inability in your beingness to be into that new reality. Whether it's CEO or it's multimillionaire, it's the reason why. In study after study, people who win the lottery after 1 year end up at the same level of happiness, and after a few years end up losing all their winnings. That's quantum leap syndrome. Aligned action. Aligned action is after you set a massively big goal, how do you take aligned action rather than falling into hustle mode? And the 5th one is letting go of attachment. This is hard because we get so attached to our dreams. We get so attached to the idea that if we don't hit this dream, we are something less. So surrender and letting go also has to do with developing an incredible amount of trust and faith, the money faith. Because I want to mention that you guys don't think I'm saying buy everything. I think you thousands of people. And every great financial guru I've been to, bro, Ramit Sethi to Hart Ecker, they all say one thing, right? Budgeting actually sets you up with scarcity mindset. I know your parents thought about it. You should have a reserve for education, setting up a home, a reserve for you to invest in your future business. That's good, but don't call it budgeting. That word, scarcity mindset. But they also said this, 5 to 10% of your income, you must always keep aside for education. Minimum 5. And 10% of your income, keep aside to treat yourself to luxury. Even if you're earning $1,000 a month, 10%, keep it aside to spend $100 to go to a spa and give yourself a luxurious massage, to take your partner for a good dinner rather than cooking at home. 10%. If you do this, you are telling your mind that abundance is real. Okay, 10% luxury. 5 to 10%, depending on where you are, you want to spend on education.